Use your time, move with purpose, move with urgency, move with desire. Have something you want and then figure out how to get it. "5 o'clock Sunday morning. John, why are you up at 5 o'clock on Sunday morning? You could sleep easily till 7, because that's 2 more hours. You know what 2 more hours does? 2 more hours got a lawnmower so that I don't have to mow this with a walk behind mower. That's what 2 more hours did. 2 more hours got a van. So when I need to haul a bunch of stuff, I don't have to take 3, 4, 5 trips with a 1997 Ford Explorer. 2 more hours, got a truck finally with a real air conditioner. That's a 91. It's a badass truck, but it's 1991. It still has 1991 heat, air, and windshield wipers. I have a bunch of wood chips back here that I've got to move up there and put in all the kennels and put in all of the pens where all the chickens are. So there's deep mulch bedding, so there's no smell, and so that it continues to break down, and it makes better soil also. Not only are we making soil, it's good for the animals, and it cuts down on the smell and stuff. That 2 more hours, it bought that tractor, paid for that tractor. So now I don't have to load this stuff up here. I used to load it up with shovels, a few guys. We would load it up and we would wheelbarrow that shit up the hill, or we would take and scoop it into a trailer and then pull the trailer up the hill. That's what 2 more hours does. 2 more hours on Sunday, another hour, 2 hours through the week. That shit all adds up. Those extra 2 hours, when you do that work yourself, that 2 hours is the work of a full 40-hour employee, because you do your work like nobody else does your work. Even when you pay a person, when you turn to the side, when you walk away, when you hire somebody to do a job, if you did the job yourself, especially if it's like just manual labor, if you did the job yourself, you could do an 8-hour job in 2 hours. We do it all the time. And that 2 hours keeps us from moving all those wood chips up there with a wheelbarrow by hand. Cody and I, when Cody was doing 75 strong, we were doing that. He would load those wheelbarrows up and take that mulch, and we did it by hand. We brought it all the way over here, all the way to the other side of the property here by hand to put on the blueberries over here. So that needs added up 2 more hours every morning. I'm gonna rip this old row house down and prep this whole strip here for a new 120-foot row house that's about to go in here. 2 more hours. Just gonna clean all these bins out and get them prepped to put on the corners of the downspouts to hold water. That's what 2 more hours does. It all adds up. 2 more hours. We're going to put all these cages around all these tomatoes. We're going to fill all these pots up here with soil and prep those up and get potatoes put in them. And then last night, instead of going to sitting down watching TV, I got in bed last night at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I'm up at 5 right now. I wanted to stay in bed. I wanted to stay next to my wife in the nice air-conditioned room that was cold next to her warm body. But we have shit to do, and once you're up, it's easy to be up. I put together 3 more of these last night. This makes 4. So I'm going to fill those today with soil also and get those all ready. Food production. Then I'm going to go inside and I'm going to make a bunch of wallets and dog leashes at some point, and I'm going to have breakfast in a couple hours, and I'll get a workout in there. 2 more hours. Just choose to use your time or choose not to. That's fine. But when you're wondering why people have stuff you don't have, those are just choices. It's just position in life because you raised your position. That's all it is. Use your time, move with purpose, move with urgency, move with desire. Have something you want and then figure out how to get it. Those are the questions you need to ask. How can I? Not I don't know. The answer is I'll find out. Not how did he do that. The answer's that you're going to chase it. That's all it is. You just have to want to do it. Can you hear it? There's a storm coming. 5 minutes ago, it was almost sunny out here, and half of the sky was just black. and it's kind of washed out now. It was super dark. I've got a bunch of shit to do out here today. Got the first little load of soil local came in. I've got a big triaxle coming in. It's going to be a mess, and it's supposed to storm for the next 4 or 5 days pretty good. Let me get under the cover here. And that doesn't mean we're going to not do the shit we have to do. It just means we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to make it happen. We're going to do something a little bit different. But we're not going to get stuck because there's thunderstorms coming in. We're still going to do everything that has to be done. There is always something to do, even when the plan changes. You can still accomplish and move forward and do things that are going to make you further ahead. So when the weather does clear, the other shit's done, and you're ready to do the other shit. Other, right? Always other. The fact is, you just have to do something. Because most of the time, everybody is paused when something changes a little bit and does absolutely nothing. Just be the guy that does something. Always move forward. That's the deal. But this storm's supposed to be pretty crazy. So I just wanted to come out and see what it looked like just a minute ago. It was literally the sky. It's like it was a kid with a black crayon. Half of the sky was black and half of it was, white. Fucking pretty crazy. 5 o'clock Sunday morning. A little bit later than I wanted to be. Fought with myself about getting up. Alarm wasn't set. Looked at the alarm, looked at the clock. 4:30, 4:45, 4:50. Boom. Time to get up. I was up till about 2 o'clock last night. We're running a 4th of July sale. So just processing, replying to emails, stuff like that. A lot of people were out, fireworks and stuff, despite all the silly ass quarantines and stuff. People still went out some places, and luckily for us, came home and placed orders. Thank you for your orders. Stuff to do. You can't see it right there. For some reason, when I'm recording on my phone on video, I can't flip it around forward facing, so I can't zoom. There's a bunch of chickens right there we got to process, and apparently there's a couple roosters in there. Sorry sounding, but nonetheless starting to crow. What's that mean? That means we've waited too long to process them. They're huge. They are giant chickens now, and they're of age that they're now starting to crow. So we have that to do. I have stuff in the garden to do. I have more beds to fill. Mowed all of the property yesterday, to include in back all through the woods and the back field. The back field is actually bigger than the front field. So got that all done. Got some stuff to do over here with some fruit trees. A couple of them fell over in a storm. I need to stake those back up. A lot of orders from last night. At some time today we'll start processing those. A little bit of tractor work to do. Got some equipment to put away. I've got some stuff to do as far as moving some material and stuff. I've just got a stack of pallets over here I have to take care of. Start getting through these beds here. I have 1, 2, 3, and then I've got another 4 more over here in the lean-to. So I've got to get those filled up, and then I've got this area over here. We brought these concrete blocks in. They're about 3,600 pounds a piece to make a bin to put the soil. I've got another pile of soil over here, local, but I expect that, I suspect that when we put that in and water it, it will start growing. It'll be full of seed, whereas the other will be properly cooked off and won't have that issue. So this week we'll bring in more of these blocks, build a second and a third bin. But what I found when I started going through and putting this in place, the skid steer took this soil we had here from the party last year. We had put 24 inches of wood chips down here. Well, they've rotted down and become soil themselves. Beautiful, black, rich potting soil, but it has seeds in it. It's full of grass and stuff. Last week I got the old hoop house down that was here. And I think it was 4, 8, 12, 16, probably 20 feet long. I think we had 5 of these cattle panels. And your limiting factor there is width, because these panels, I want to say, are 14 feet. So your house ends up being 8 feet wide at the max. I think it's even less than that to get a height that you can actually walk through. And I'm only 5'8", and I still would bump in some places because the ground wasn't completely level. But I need to get the rest of this debris here out of here and just level it off, and then put weed matting down. I don't have the weed matting yet, and the row house kit is not here yet, but I'm going to put in a 120-foot row house that's 24 feet wide right there. So then I've got a bunch of rail ties, which, yeah, Billy Badass, you can move them by hand. I use that excavator over there. It's just about self-preservation and having a bunch of shit to do the rest of the day also, and not wear myself out moving a pile of railroad ties. And then what? Then what? Well, I don't know. Get stuff done, though. That's the fact, right? Do shit, get stuff done. Could I stay in bed? Sure I can. Instead, 4:45, up out the door. 5, make this video. 5:15, get some supplements in me, vitamins, amino support regimen, get some cardio in at least 30 minutes, and then I've got a couple hours. I have a window of about 3-4 hours before it's 91 degrees out here, and then inside, shower, probably work out and start pulling orders until probably about 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, get back outside, and from 5 to 9 o'clock, that'll give me another 4 hours out here to get stuff done. So basically, what I'm trying to do is run 2 8-hour work days, or, you know, close to it. Well, that's not 8 hours, John. You said you're going to be back outside at 5 and you're going to be out there till 9. Yeah, I know. But what you're not taking into consideration is that I don't go to bed till midnight at the earliest. And usually once I'm in bed, it's emails and more shit, work related. So that's what's going to happen. I hope you had a safe 4th. Hope you stayed away from the nonsense. I know we were all worried something was going to happen, and if there was something that did happen, I haven't heard about it yet. It's possible something has happened, but stop and think. For the most part, they want us divided. They want us fearful. They want you in your house. Why are you wearing a mask? Why are they having us wear a mask? If you can smell a fart, it's not filtering shit out through your underwear, and that's what your mask is made of. It's doing nothing. It's about fear. Why? This is the most important election year. It probably is. Actually, Trump has actually done some shit that benefits me, first president ever, that's made my life, my family, which makes my employees' lives better. With that said, division. Most important election year ever. They tell you that shit every year, no matter who the president is. But it's about us being separate, us not talking, us not coming together, like-minded people, unless it's like-minded for negativity. Why can't you go to church? I'm not a church guy, but I'll fight for your right to go to church, because those are like-minded people. Why can't you have a barbecue but you can riot? Like-minded people. You can only come together, like-minded people, if it's for negativity and division and fear. Just remember that. Go outside, put your hands in some dirt, grow some food. There's food shortages coming. They're not lying about that, or they're keeping the food from you. Why? Because that's how you control the kingdom. Just do some good shit today, guys.